Appreciate you, Coach. Well, later tonight in November. Here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Minnesota Vikings. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Let's go.
Ready to break.
Mike, 54 is Mike.
Check. Recon, 132 fighter.
Watch the screen.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And this will go for 5 up to the 33. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Now back to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at the 20.
Wait.
Working out of the gun, Winston. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. And all the way down to the 36-yard line.
I don't think we'll ever get enough of watching one-handed catches, and when they pay off, they are spectacular. But how about the times they don't pay off and coaches go, 2 hands, 2 hands still works.
I know, but they go for them so often now that I'm almost starting to take them for granted.
Yeah, that's unbelievable, isn't it? Because these are sensational type plays.
Especially that one with a defender right there. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
To throw again on 2nd down, Winston. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 19.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opened things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. A lot of attention paid this week in practice to red zone offense. The coach was optimistic about how it went. We'll see.
Tight even. Rush in. Rush in.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 11 more on that one and another first down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move, and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Again, it's Winston. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Chris Godwin that time, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. They'll throw again. Winston. A big seam, and he might go all the way. He's at the 50. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick six? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position. First down, here's the run with Cook. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. Touchdown! Vikings! Dalvin Cook, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Solid job up front, really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run, end result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Winston now to throw on first down. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. Winston now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10.
Wait. Easy. Trump. Who that? Where do we go?
Jameis to throw it. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Jameis again. He completes this into the hands of Miller. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident and keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Ready? Who ready?
From the red zone now, Winston. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Intended for Chris Godwin. It's now 2nd and 10.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To the air again with Winston. He finds his target. It's Evans. A familiar ring to that one. Winston to Evans for the Buccaneer first.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
Ready? Blue ready?
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Vikings 7, Buccaneers nothing.
Ready? Blue ready? Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Flip.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And nothing there on the return. They've got the football, but they'll have to start this drive at their own 4-yard line.
The Vikings take over first.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
Early in November. Under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
And, Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Man, I got you. Man,
Winston, a handoff. This is Jones. Anthony Barr in on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Winston. Over the middle, he finds Godwin complete. He went over 100 yards in the wild card round. He's over 100 here as well. And a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
Easy.
Winston now from the 50. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. There for the sack, Everson Griffin. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Here we go again. Hey, stop. Bang. Easy.
Third and long for Winston. He completes it to Evans. That one goes for 36 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Kill. Let's go.
They go back to the ground with Jones. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And it's second down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10.
You can't block me. 36, 36. Wait. Hey, let's get him for first. Shit,
They just do get the play off. Now Winston. Looking for Perriman there. He's got him. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Winston from the gun on third down. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Danielle Hunter has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play pass. Completion now. Finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Let's go.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. Well, they don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 79 yards. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Everson Griffin able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. To throw is Winston. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The intended target was Chris Godwin. Third down here.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Flip it. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Go,
From the gun, Winston. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. Danielle Hunter in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Here's Bradley Pinion now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. So the punt rolls out of bounds, and they'll have pretty good field position here up near the 40-yard line. A second quarter score from down in Houston, and the Bengals out to the early advantage. That'll be a game to monitor as we go along. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Oh, what a juke into space. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point.
You ready?
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'm going to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
We got this.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
Oh,
This is
you're gonna do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too, and they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Now a first down carry by Jones. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Tackle made that time by Anthony Barr. On 2nd and 9, Winston. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Set under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. He'll look to throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You got to know.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Danielle Hunter racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
55, Mike 55. Come on. You better bring it. Check 43.
Winston. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Danielle Hunter, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
We got three.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 15. It'll be a gain of 7, but I'd imagine we'll see the punt team here on 4th down.
Make no mistake about it, that's a really dangerous place to run that play. But the way that they're spreading the defense horizontally, you've got to think that as the game goes on, they'll find opportunities vertically downfield as well.
And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
Ready. 30 base. Hey, Echo.
45's the mic. 45's the mic.
45's the mark. I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
They'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carlton Davis speeds in for the sack on the corner blitz. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to...
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. It's going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford anymore at this point. Elsewhere, a third-quarter score from NRG Stadium in Houston. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
You know, it's become cliche, but we have seen it and observed it. When runners have days like what we're seeing right now, they often take their offensive linemen out for steaks afterwards, don't they? They all go buy them dinner. But after a play like that, they might reduce it, might go to the corner and just grab a hot dog or two, huh?
Hey, I mean, they've still been blocking for him well in this game. They don't get one mulligan up front.
Okay, so what we're saying then is we're going petite filet instead of porterhouse. How's that?
8 ounce is good.
All right, just checking.
This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Cook following the penalty. And he's got room. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 37 yards as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And let's not forget he had the receiving touchdown earlier, now a trio of rushing touchdowns. Quite a performance.
Diversification, that's all you can talk about. His ability to do everything leaves him on the field on every down on offense because you can hand it to him as we've seen. But you say 3 rushing touchdowns, and of course throw it to him where he's caught 1 as well.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. On 1st and 10, Winston. And my goodness, another interception. He's picked off at his own 47. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Back to throw here. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. 12 yards there. 1st down, Vikings.
He gets his first catch there, but all in all, when you're talking about the #1 receiver in the NFL coming into this game, and we're just talking about the first catch there, I think they're doing a nice job of bottling him up.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. 2nd and 9 now. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big...
And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
Bullock's kick is good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
That'll be taken in the end zone.
TJ Logan on the return. The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
Easy. Hey, time to left. Move.
Check 52's the mic. Check 52's the mic.
5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
52. Hey, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Catch it. Wait, hold up.
Check 24.
Now whistles here before the snap. Looked like one of the Bucs may have moved. The false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15.
Wait.
Feel it. Hey, Mike 52. Mike 52.
Throwing, Winston. And Winston lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they're going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Bullock good on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. That's fielded in the end zone.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely...
Under pressure, they got him again. Ben Gideon leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Another try after the first down sack. Winston. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7.
Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
Whip. Watch the whip. Sponge. No. Back.
Working out of the gun. Winston. Open man has got one. It's complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30. Yard line.
Let's go.
A gain of 15. And the Buccaneer.
Jameis now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
Check three. SOS.
Winston. He's going to let this one go deep. And now here is another interception. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Vikings on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 15. They're going to look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Devin White drops him for a loss of 14 yards, and it also brings up 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Oh, it's a wobbler here. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Yeah. We don't want none.
52's the mic. Watch it.
Flip it.
65.
Watch that.
Check. Crunch.
Flip it.
Crunch.
Easy. Hey. Hustle. 5-2's the mic.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Everson Griffin. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Switch up. Check. 55 to Mike. Check. 55 to Mike.
On 3rd and 1, here's Winston. And this is going to be incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Me and you all day.
Here we go. Even. Johnny. Shit. Watch the shit. Where we go?
4th down, Winston. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the 1st down. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Jameis now on 1st down. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Danielle Hunter in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Winston now. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 21. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
They run it again with Cook. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
Cook stripped, the ball's out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I can hear and feel